Hi guys, Edge here from Hitstun Gaming. So, I really wanted gameplay when I did the review for Horizon Zero Dawn, but if I continue to struggle with my video editing software, I will never get the thing out to like next month because I suck at video editing and I just really need to keep practicing at that. So, once again, Ugly Mug and review. So, Horizon Zero Dawn is marketed as an RPG open world game by Guerrilla Games. If I'm not mistaken, it is their first open world game, so I'm not going to knock points for them not trying to innovate the genre. You know, in my first impressions video, I think everything they did, well, it brings nothing new to the table, but it seriously bumps the standard for everything they've done. They use like the viewpoint system, which honestly, with it moving around and being alive for the tall necks, was really good. I loved it, and all that stuff. Just tall necks in general. You got like two different types of camp invasions, if you will. Kind of like I hate doing game comparisons, especially with this game, but I will because it's easy enough. So you had the camps, like the enemy camps, I guess, in Far Cry. Not really the biggest fan of Far Cry for some reason, but you could go in, take out the enemy stronghold or camps, whatever they were called, and then liberate them. I don't think it was liberating. And you got two things like that in this one. You got bandit camps, which is more like that, and then corrupted zones, which is basically the machine version of that, which machines start getting corrupted early into the story, and you'll find corrupted zones later on. And all that is just like tougher versions of machines that all have a blanket immune, or not immune, a weakness to fire. So those are actually extremely fun. I found the corrupted zones extremely challenging, while bandit camps, if you're good at stealth, you can just breeze right through. Excuse me. Moving on from that, you have cauldrons, which holy crap, cauldrons are amazing. I'm gonna start uploading gameplay of Horizon, like a playthrough of it. It's gonna be no commentary, just a flat let's play. You can even look at it as a walkthrough if you will. Cauldrons, side quests. Side quests were really great. I actually loved the general side quests a lot. The main quest kind of branches off to like they're still main quests, but you could look at them as like side main quests, and they were really fun. Beyond that, trying to remember all the different types of like activities they are, because or they have, because activities are kind of like the bandit camps, cauldrons, tall necks, corrupted zones, the hunting grounds. Hunting grounds were really fun. I actually really enjoyed the hunting grounds. I didn't think I would. No, I loved them. Sirens. So let's get into the look of the game. As I've already said, the game looks amazing. That, just bar none, I can't say anything about that. So let's get into the sounds of the game. The soundtrack is good. I'm not really that much of a sound elitist when it comes to sounds for video games, but like soundtracks and all that. But I can admit when it's good or bad. So the soundtrack was really good. It fades in and out when it needs to, which is awesome. As far as the ambient noises go, there are some areas with less ambient noise than not. Now, I feel like you can justify this on reasons, but if you want a bunch of ambient noise, you're just going to spend your whole time in the spear shafts. I think that's what it's called. Section of the map, which is in the south southwest portion of the map. I just completely lost train of thought there. So, because that has a bunch of ambient noises, you can hear the songbirds and the smaller animals running around and everything. In the general other areas, it's a little more quiet, but you can still hear like the boars and everything running around. So, yeah, it has a good bit of ambient sound. You just have to, if you want it to be quiet, you have to know where to stand to pull off no ambient sound. walking and all of the like running, walking, jumping, like you can hear the grass crunch under your feet and everything. Like it's done really well. It was a lot of thought put into it. Now, story. I'm a stickler for story. Story is a game breaker for me. If it's bad, I'm not gonna play the game. It's like kind of one of the things about it. I'll suffer through certain games because of reasons. But yeah, story is very important to me. That is why I play a video game. I don't play it for multiplayer. I don't play it for graphics. I play it for story. I can't knock this game's story. I liked it. I can't find major plot holes or anything within it. I feel like I could if I try hard enough, but that would just be me like reaching extremely hardcore for it. I think the story was done really well. Combat's amazing. As I stated in my first impression, excuse me, as I stated in my first impression, how you have going from like you can be stealthily setting up the arena that you want to fight in, and then you can so like set up your traps, your tripwires, all that stuff. Which, as a side note, I'll get into this later. Weapons are amazing. But you set up your arena and everything. You stealth kill a couple enemies, and then you like draw your target into your trap area, or even like just like cause a herd to just run directly into the traps. Which, when you do that, that's amazing. It feels so good. There's a couple areas where environmental traps are present, like log piles and stuff. It's few and far between. Not nearly implemented enough to be a feature of a hunting ground, in my opinion, but it was. But I'm not gonna knock that. It was still a very enjoyable thing that when you see log piles, you know you can set that up. So combat is just a plus overall. It's really fun. The minute interactions you can have with your weapons, figuring out the best way to take down an enemy. And once you get a certain weapon, like stripping them apart becomes so trivial. It's funny. And I even challenge myself not to use it for certain fights. And then the weapons in general, they're amazing. I'm gonna leave out one of the weapons because I feel it's kind of spoilery, so I won't say it, and I'm gonna try and keep the review spoiler free. But you got 3 different types of bows: the hunter bow, the sharp shot bow, and the war bow. Each have their perks. Hunter bow is the quickest to load and fire, I think, and it can shoot normal arrows, fire arrows, which have multiple uses. Some machines are weak to fire. A blaze canister can be blown up. On top of that, you have, I forget what the game calls it, but I call them broadhead arrows. And those arrows are better at penetrating armor. So each of those 3 arrows have their uses. Broadhead also does a bit more damage than normal arrows, but they cost more resources to make. Your sharp shot bow has 3 ammo types as well. This is at the max version, the shadow version of the weapons. I don't think that's a spoiler. So when you get your purple weapons, you get 3 different ammo types. Otherwise, it's 1 for green, 2 for blue, 3 for purple. Sharp shot has precision arrows. And sharp shot is a slow to load bow that has greater accuracy, if I remember correctly. I want to say load, it's more like slow to the draw back to get max accuracy is slower. So you got your precision arrows, you have tear blast arrows, I think is what they're called, and you can hit a part of a machine, it'll do no damage, within like a second later, a blast of air happens and it can knock parts off machines easily. This is not the weapon that I don't want to say, it's kind of spoilery that just trivializes knocking weapons and other pieces off of machines. That being said, the Tear Blast arrow kind of makes fighting certain machines a joke, like Ravagers and Thunder Jaws. And it just a joke. You knock off the weapon part and then you use it against them. It's funny. Then you got harvest arrows. Harvest arrows are good for. I'm gonna take off this canister. Like, you can knock off like blaze canisters, freeze canisters, sparkers off of enemies really easily with the harvest arrow, and it's. I don't really find a use for it, but it has its uses. Warbow has your shock or electric arrows, your freeze arrows, and your corruption arrows. Corruption is a cool environment or elemental thing to use. It just enrages machines and forces other machines to attack them. It's a pretty cool interaction, actually. Don't do it when it's the only machine left. All I got to tell you. On top of that, you have two different types of slings. You got a blast sling and a sling. Blast sling shoots proximity mines, bombs, and sticky bombs. I feel those are all self-explanatory. Very useful weapon. I didn't use it a lot. Very useful. Don't let it be underrated. Then you got the sling, which I think it's electric, fire, and ice bombs, which use them against things that are weak to it. Electric also has the added benefit of it can kind of like temporarily stun an enemy. Ice slows them down. Fire is just DOT. Damage over time. You got the Rattler, which is really good against human enemies when you get the first Rattler, and then like later on when you get the shock and freeze ammo types, it becomes useful because like it's a little bit of damage, but a lot of the elemental hitting your target, which is really good. I found myself able to shock enemies quicker than shooting 2 sling, electric sling ammo at an enemy with the Rattler. Now, the Rattler was faster than using electric swing with the electric ammo on Rattler. Yeah. I think that covers it. Might be missing out weapons, but weapons are amazing. Oh, and you got the spear. The spears are just badass. Light attacks to help strip things. I never found myself using that. Heavy attack to knock down. I pretty much abused that. If you got a fight with like, let's say a snap maw and 2 watchers, heavy attack and critical hit the watchers, and then move on to the snap maw. It works really well. Like, even outside of snap or watchers, like if you got something that gets knocked down 1 critical or 1 heavy attack, then just do that. Like scrappers, you can knock down a scrapper with 1 heavy. Excuse me, God. Enemy designs. So human designs are pretty well done. I'm not a big fan of how they're like. Yeah, I understand there got to be certain leader characters out there. They're harder to take down than other normal humans, or else it'd just be stupid. But if I headshot somebody with a precision arrow and they don't go down, it's because they have a helmet on, not because they're elite. This game doesn't follow that because RPG, which I'm sorry, this game is no more an RPG than Far Cry, and that's not an RPG. I don't have a problem with them labeling it, but it's not. It tells a good story like one, has good gameplay like they should. Like, it does everything RPG should do, and it has a good leveling system, good progression system, but it's not an RPG. Back to the machines, though, or the enemies, and like I'm moving from the humans, because they're done good. I mean, they didn't go over top of the humans, but that wasn't the point of this game. This game's point was the machines. All the way from the more animal-like machines to the shadow machines, this game is nailed it. Tall necks look amazing. Thunderjaws, snap maws, rock breakers, watchers, like all the way from the smallest to the biggest machines is just like, wow. This was cool. I love how you designed the armor plating, how they look. Everything's just awesome. The machines that don't look that cool to me are what I call the shadow machines. So like your Corruptor and Deathbringer. And I just like I don't think they're that awesome. They definitely are fun and kind of a challenge to fight. God, I am sorry, but they're not that like cool to look at in my opinion versus the other machines, the more animal-like ones. But yeah, so I'm gonna get away from the number system, the 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I'm gonna get away from that. I feel like it doesn't encompass enough of what to say about games, honestly. So what I'm going to give Horizon Zero Dawn is a must play and day one buy. Now it's past day one, I understand that, but like $60, that's fine. I got 40 hours out of this game already. I've beaten it. I still have more to do. I'm gonna have like 55, maybe 65 hours when I finally put all into this game. Actually, I know I'm gonna do a second playthrough. So I'm gonna have like 100 hours in this game, easy. So I think the game has a lot of potential. It didn't innovate anything. Guerrilla Games' first foray into open world. I don't have a problem with that. Next game, let's see some innovations, Guerrilla, because you sequel baited it. Don't lie. You sequel baited that. So, yeah. That is exactly what my thoughts of it. It's a must buy. You get this game. If you like the genre, get this game. You should not be disappointed. Amazing game. That being said, this is Edge from Hitstone Gaming. I wish you all a wonderful day. And honestly, I'm going to whip out my Switch because I need to play another open world game. Next review, or the next video will be the Legend of Zelda and Switch. Let me just whip it out real quick. Legend of Zelda and Switch first impressions, followed by going into the actual review of the game. Yeah, I had that whole like joke set up where I'm gonna say, let me just whip out my Switch. I kind of just dropped the ball on it. Edge from Hitstone Gaming. See y'all later.